xplainhelp.co.uk. Hi and welcome to another xplainhelp.co.uk tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to see how to use VOR navigation. VOR navigation is a commonly used type of navigation in the aviation industry, and VOR navigation involves tuning in to a VOR. VORs are located at various places around the UK and indeed across the world, and if you tune into a VOR, you can essentially fly a heading to that VOR. VOR navigation aid, just very quickly, they are the nearest one to Bristol is Brecon, which is 117,450, and if you fly that towards that VOR, you can then fly to onward VORs after that. So what we'll do, we'll get her up in the air first of all, and then I'll show you how to fly a VOR. If you look on the map of the UK on any aviation chart, you'll see that there are various VORs situated around the UK. The closest ones to Bristol probably being Brecon in South Wales by the Brecon Beacons, Bury Head, which is down just south of Torquay in Devon, and also I believe you got Compton as well. Compton is another one, which is to the east, to the northeast of Bristol, which is on the way towards London. And a bit further afield, on the western tip of Wales, you would have Strumble. And all these navigation aids form part of the UK National Airways system. So what we're going to do is we're going to try flying a VOR. So if you look on this map over here, you can see that the nearest VOR to us is Brecon, which is just over here, and we're going to attempt to fly to that VOR. So let's have a go. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to understand the frequency. You can't log on to a VOR, or sorry, tune into a VOR unless you know the frequency of the VOR. Well, we happen to know the frequency of the Brecon VOR is 117,450, and as you can see, I have that frequency stored in here already. So what I'm going to do, that frequency is currently in standby on nav 1. I'm going to click the arrow key, and I'm going to send that frequency across to the active frequency window. And if you look at it now, you can see 117,450, and you can see the abbreviation of BCN, which stands for Brecon. So what we're now going to do is we're now going to attempt to fly towards that particular VOR. So at the moment, there's no indication of how to get there. So the way we sort that one out is if you click on this button here, which is nav, click on that button there, and sorry, not that one rather, click CDI, and that gives you VOR1. If you click it again, VOR2, if you click it again, and so forth. So by clicking CDI, you will see VOR. Now what you need to do now is you now need to click on PFD, which is this button here, and then when it changes to DME, click DME. And what that now tells you is that it tells you that the DME to the Brecon VOR is 34.5 nautical miles. But we're still not flying towards the VOR yet. But what you'll notice down here is that there's now an arrow that's appeared. It's now telling you the direction that you have to fly to get to that VOR. So what we're going to do is we are going to now go to our course dial, which is this one here, and I'm going to change, I'm going to rotate that dial, continue to rotate it, this one here, and in a moment what should happen, see that line there? That line indicates our direction to our VOR, but this middle line here, if we continue to turn this, this actually brings this line in here. If we bring it right in, this now tells us our active heading that we need to take to that VOR. If we remove it, take it away from it, it's now broken the line up. So we rotate this button, this dial here under course, keep on rotating it, and when this line meets in the middle and gives us a straight line, that gives us our true heading that we need to follow to that VOR. So what I'm going to do now is, now we know the true heading to that VOR, it tells us the course that we need to follow, which is 306. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to turn the heading button, this one here, and we're now going to set the autopilot to fly a heading of 306. There we are. So what we've done first of all, just to recap, we've clicked on the, we've activated the VOR frequency, we've selected the DME, and we've pressed nav, and then what we've done then is we've then rotated the course dial to align it with the VOR, and that now gives us the bearing that we need to fly, the heading, bearing, whatever you want to call it, that we need to fly based on that course. So the course, it will always change as well. So all we're going to do now, we're now going to click heading up here, and we're now going to click autopilot, and straight away you can see that the aircraft is now starting to turn. Now what you'll notice here is the our altitude is starting to ascend, so I'm just going to put the nose up a little bit. The reason why that is because it was running off of a different altitude, so therefore there we are, see, that's the altitude fixed. So now what you can see is we must keep that line in the middle of these two lines here. As long as that line stays in the middle of these two lines, it means that we have the correct course to the VOR that we're flying toward. So we've got the VOR that it works, if you remember in previous videos, it works just like the ILS. If that line isn't in the middle, you're not flying the correct heading. So if you remember correctly with the ILS, The line must be practically in the middle, otherwise you're off of the centre line. And that's all it is with the VOR. So just to recap, up here you put your active frequency of 117.450. Down here you select your DME. Over here you select your nav. And then over here you dial your course, you turn the dial until you get your correct course. Your course will appear in here, and you also see your course heading appearing over here. So it's always, you always need to be monitoring that needle. So currently we are just over the north of Bristol at the minute, are we? Oh yeah, we're just about to fly over Bristol at the minute. So the direction we're heading. Oh, sorry, my apologies. So we're currently flying. There's our airplane there, and we're flying towards the Brecon VOR with a distance to run of 37.5 nautical miles. Down here is Berry Head. Over here is Compton. Over there is Strumble, Daventry, Wallasey over there. All of these VORs form, and there's more there, there's others as well, that's not just all of them, there's plenty more. And you can use all those VORs to fly and navigate around the UK, and indeed around the world. You must keep your obviously you need to keep your eye on this needle here. Rotate your course dial to keep that line in the centre of these two lines. That will give you your course reference, which is 301. You match your heading to that course, and that will provide you with the quickest and most direct route to that VOR. We are now at 33.7 nautical miles away. So there we are. That's how you fly a VOR. That's how you fly using the VOR system. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Explainhelp.co.uk. Thank you.